with your hosts, Tom McNamara and Bruce Woodburn.
Good
morning, Bruce.
morning.
How we doing today?
I'm doing great, doing great.
Fantastic,
Monday
fantastic.
morning, getting started, getting the week going. See how the market goes this week.
Yep. Looking forward to another great week. So, hey, we got something to show today, right? So let's go ahead and get right to it.
Yep. All right. So today, what we're going to do is we are going to show you the comparison between a full price offer versus reducing the price versus a seller paying closing costs or a 2-1 buy down, maybe with a combination of some closing costs. Now, none of these are better, but might be better for you as an individual. They
Yeah,
all have their benefits. Okay.
everybody's
So
got a different situation, so
everybody's
there's
got a
no.
different
Yep,
situation, right? That's
perfect.
right. So let's take a closer look at this. Let's just create a baseline. We're going to do a 450 purchase price.
Okay.
Pretty normal in this market, wouldn't you
Yep,
say?
that's our median price.
Right? With 5% down, we're just going to use an example of a 7.375 rate. That would
Got
be
it.
a loan amount at 427.5. Your cash to close on that would be about 39.7. And then your payment breakdown on here, including taxes, insurance, mortgage insurance, uh, all your PMI, would be about 36.83. So focus on the 39.740 and the 36.83. That's
Right.
a full price offer
Yep.
with no
Which you
closing
might have
costs.
to do to get accepted. But so just to be clear, the cash to close that includes down payment, closing costs, prepaids, everything, right?
Everything's in there. Yep.
Okay. All right. Very good. So there's our baseline, and so now if we just ask for a reduction in price, which a lot of people feel like, hey, I've got to get a better price. Sometimes people just feel that way, right?
Yep. So for those that feel like they need a better price rather than a lot less money out of pocket or lower closing costs, they feel like they win. And in
Yep.
some cases, they do win. So here we use 13.5, Tom, for a reason. Because when I show you the next scenarios, the most you can ask for in closing costs on a 95% loan is 3%. 3% equals 13.5 on a
Got it. Got
450
it.
house.
Okay,
So
that makes
here we dropped the sales price by 13.5, which is now 436.5, and your cash to close went down to 38,756, which was a reduction of $984.
got it. And that's
Okay.
because you're basically getting it's 5% of a smaller amount of money.
Yep, that's all it is. It's
Okay.
5% of a smaller amount of money. Now we have a breakdown. So your principal and interest is slightly lower. Your taxes and insurance and mortgage insurance are about the same.
Yep.
So that payment then dropped right here by $103. Now, when I look at this, you have about a 10.9 months excuse me, you have 10.9 year break even period on this. So the benefit to this for an individual would be truly if they have a debt ratio issue or
Mhm.
their mind just says, I want a lower price and I want to win.
Sure.
But you can see you're not getting a lot of bang for your buck out of 13.5.
Right.
But,
Right. Yeah.
but
Spreading it out, it doesn't really impact it that
right.
much.
Next
Okay.
slide then. Let's look at the next option here. So we're going back up to full price.
Okay.
Interest rate and everything all is the same. But look how much our cash to close dropped by, Tom. It
Yeah.
dropped by
But
13.5.
dropped by 13.5 because that's what we got from the seller, right?
That's what we got from the seller. Now the payments are going to be the same as they are in the very first scenario because we didn't reduce the price at all. So
Got
if
it.
you don't have a payment issue and you have a cash to close issue, this is a real win for you.
Right. Now, this could be for a couple of different reasons, right? It could be that you don't have the money, not necessarily, right? Or it could be that you want to do some improvements, right, to the property, or maybe maybe you don't want to pull as much money out of your
You just don't want to pull as
401k.
much money out of the bank, right?
Yeah.
Maybe out of your 401k. So
Right.
this reduces your cash to close footprint pretty significantly.
Yeah. That's a
All
that's a
right.
nice that's a nice benefit. Yeah.
It is. Let's look at the next option here. So
Okay.
now this option is back to full price. We're 5% down, same loan amount. we are going to use $10,123 towards a 2-1 buy down, and that meant your cash to close is reduced because we had money left over out of 13.5, right? So we had
Right.
some money left over out of the 13.5. So we put that $3,368 towards some closing costs. So
Okay.
you got your buy down. Now let's just discuss this buy down. The seller has to fund the buy down. The buyer cannot fund it. So these are seller paid.
Okay.
That money is going into an escrow account to effectively prepay the interest on the mortgage. So the buyer sees a lower payment for a specific period of time. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So
So the 2-1 buy down is 2% less originally in the first year, and then 1% less in the second year, and then
that
down.
is correct.
Right. I got it. Okay.
But
Cool.
your actual rate is still 7.375, but the seller has pre-funded it, so you're making a payment based on
So it feels
5,375.
like 5.375.
And effectively it is because somebody else
Effectively,
made the
right.
payment for you.
Yep.
So
Yep.
in this scenario, the first year we have now a payment of 3123, which is reduced to the tune of $560 if we can get that up there.
Yep.
And then that's pretty significant. The second year, your payment is reduced by $290. And then, of course, the third year, you're back up to the 7.375.
Right.
But let's just dissect this for a second. This is important, realtors, consumers, anybody looking at this, because what do you think is going to happen to interest rates within the next 24 months?
At some point, they're going to come down.
Some point they're going to come down. We're predicted that that'll probably be the first quarter of 2025. You're going to see rates back in the low fives. If we're lucky, maybe high fours. Don't expect ever to see any lower than that. But now this would give you that perfect timing to refinance that home, and you don't pay any lender fees when you come back to me to refinance. So this is a significant difference that would help you get into a house. It reduced your cash to close by almost 3,400, and
Yeah.
it reduced your payment in the first year by $560 and almost $300 the second year. Now
Right.
it's time to refi. But what do you think? What would happen if interest rates dropped sooner than you finished the second year?
Which I think they will. I think they're going to drop at the beginning of next year because it's an election year. But we can talk about that another time. But if it does happen, so is it like an FSA where I lose that money?
Nope, it's not. Unfortunately, it's your money. Even though the seller funded it, it's still your money.
Awesome.
So if there's money left in the escrow account from the buy down, that money gets paid back to you when you refinance the house in the form of a principal reduction or sell the house. So
Okay.
you can take it in the form of a principal reduction.
Got it. So I can't use it towards closing costs.
You cannot use it towards closing costs or escrows. That would end up being a gift from the seller that doesn't even exist anymore.
Got
So it has to be used as a principal reduction.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Hey, I mean, that's a great option. So, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but these are great three options that you laid out, but we can multiply them, right? So we can get maybe a reduction in price and a buy down, or, we can get
Absolutely.
some closing cost credit, more closing cost credit if we put more money down, right? If we go to 10% or
You go
20%.
to 10%, it changes the ball game here because then we can look at more money from the seller. Right now at 5% down, you're capped at a 3% concession. At 10% down, you're only capped at you're capped at a 6%
Got it.
concession.
Got it.
So
So yeah, I mean, this is great, and this is again another reason to use professionals that actually do a lot of business and see a lot of different things, and know how to negotiate for what's best for you as the buyer and the seller, right?
yep. So Tom and I are always here as a lender and a great real estate agent to help you learn more so you can sharpen your skills and really be crafting your skills in your job. Uh, I'll help other lenders. You're willing to help other real estate agents become
Absolutely.
better and better at what we do. That's what it's all about. Hey, next week when we do this, I want to talk about my zero down payment FHA loan.
Well, it's zero down,
Yep. It's
not
a
3.5.
So it's 3.5%, but we make the 3.5% your down payment up with a second mortgage. I can't wait to share it with you
Got it.
and how that
Awesome.
works next week.
All right,
All
my
right.
friend. I got to run. You have yourself a great week.
You too, Tom.